and it looks like we are going to be starting things off with DNA Lab. So, without further ado, let our lower final match commence. SNG versus Pr1nc3. Starting things off, Pr1nc3 coming in with the Roaster Tri-Blast. SNG rocking the Chilla and the Slap-a-Mander. It is Springman versus Springtrap. I might not get the Yabuki, but I get the Spring matchup that I love oh so much. The narrative battle. And SNG is starting on fire with this pressure. Has Pr1nc3 down to 50% health, takes 305 damage. Pr1nc3 finally finds some room to breathe, but SNG is still on top of his game. He is raring to go, and he is putting Pr1nc3 on thin ice as he burns him down. 50 health is all that remains for Pr1nc3. Any single health hit, outside of like an uncharged Slap-a-Mander, will probably be enough. And round one goes to Springman. Pr1nc3 starting off, trying to go for the EMP, but SNG is just too aggressive, too bloodthirsty, and he like, nah! But Pr1nc3 is also like, nah, as he leaps right over that Chilla rush, and he punishes it with a clean, Pr1nc3 to the side. Pr1nc3 now ready with a rush of his own. Both have pretty similar loadouts. The Pr1nc3 functions very notably differently to the Slap-a-Mander, but they essentially have the same purpose, just slightly different properties. Nice punish with that grab. Pr1nc3 not responding with his own rush, maybe holding onto it for something else. Maybe looking to utilize it in a future round, as he does have a sizable health lead. But SNG is enraged. He is full buffed up. And if Pr1nc3 cannot take him out, it might have been a little tricky. Final round, Pr1nc3 still has his rush. Starts off clean with 104, 280 roaster damage on SNG. That's basically a free rush just to get the gates going while still holding onto his rush. Out comes SNG. Through some phenomenal interaction shenanigans, SNG has to pause and collect himself after that, and he gets taken out because he doesn't even know what's going on. That was some witchcraft if I've ever seen some going on. Very, very unfortunate situation right there. Just absolutely dreadful, very, very painful. Please don't tell me it was... Yeah, no. If I was told that this is a best of 7, I would have just got up and went and made food. I'd just be like, alright, yeah, no, I'm gonna need to stop. We're not taking a break, but I need to stop. Looks like we are going to Scrapyard next. Stage at the ready, player set to go. And we're gonna keep this Spring-a-ling, ring-a-ding. I don't know, it makes me happy. It makes me happy looking at these two goobers. And we are back, scrapping it up in the scrap yard. Pr1nc3 sticking to his tried and trues of the roaster cooler rank. SNG swapping over to the Tri-Blast, likely because I imagine the stage is just that right range, and it's a lot harder to kind of work around, especially with the tubes in the way. If you can weave around the tubes, the Tri-Blast is incredibly difficult to evade. And then on top of that, it's not too bad for taking out the pillars if you recognize that it's a problem and you need that sorted. Unless one of them fall apart to a grab and neglects the entire 5-point health system. Which absolutely can and will happen frequently on Scrapyard. Pr1nc trying to take advantage of this height situation, but he is just eating shield chip damage, and it is not helping him. As SNG gets another blast off, gets a cheeky grab, seeing Pr1nc is feeling the fear while he's got that shield up. Has his rush stolen away? There's no way SNG is pressing rush at this point. There is no way he wants to press that rush button. He thinks he owns this field right now. He owns this McDonald's, and he is going to take all of the Big Macs. He's going to take all of the burgers, all of the nuggets. If the flurry machine is working, he's going to take all of the flurries. The timeout is happening. There's nothing that can happen. He's just taken all of the food. He's probably taken all the soda too. He just went to town there. Round 2, he's keeping that rush. Pr1nc is at about half load for his rush. He's getting pretty close. Still needs just a few more moments. But is he going to have those moments if SNG is just burning away his health meter? That roaster seems like it hurt, but so does that barrage from the Tri-Blast. Just these wild trades going off all over. Pr1nc having swapped the Coolerane out for the Tri-Blast, trying to go tit for tat. But SNG's is just working so much better, and that Slapamander is just catching these movements. Just a very phenomenal loadout, a personal favorite of mine because of how great it is at breaking shields. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Out comes a rush. That will KO. 315 damage is more than enough. And SNG now with rush advantage moving into the final round. The tough thing with the roaster is just the fact, like, it moves faster, but it's not as safe as the toaster. And it also, you don't get to have that homing, which means that it's a little harder for it to connect in certain situations. Especially if you have a smaller, dodgier character like Springman. But so far he's managed to make it work pretty well. Stayed out of SNG's rush, which got completely whiffed, unfortunately. But SNG still putting on the pressure, dealing in that damage. He is not keeping up. Pr1nc now ready with the rush, recognizing that was almost safe until he realized, oh right, Tri-Blast. And then he got exploded. Setting SNG to enrage. Tries to go for an EMP disarm, but gets blown down, loses his charged up state. Still about 50% health. He has a lot of room. He has the opportunity to try to go for a timeout if he wants to play this defensively. But SNG's rush could easily set himself back in the lead. That shield breaker pressure is really scary too. If Pr1nc just takes a couple more hits, it can be curtains for him. SNG is now in critical, and he gets knocked out as one more Tri-Blaster rushes out and snipes him down, setting the score to 1 apiece. So far, Scrapyard's kind of been a 50-50 for SNG. Like, he's definitely good in it. It works really well when it works. But Pr1nc is definitely no slouch, and you can tell that SNG loves the stage, and he takes Pr1nc there so much that Pr1nc also knows how to play the stage. That's the fun and kind of downside. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. Oh no. finishing what I'm saying, that's kind of the downside to having a rival and a favorite stage, is your rival knows your favorite stage too. Or they always ban it. Friends, it is time. It's time to go bowling. We're here at the Ramen Bowl, the biggest, roundest bowl. How much soup could you fill in that? How much ramen could you fit in this bowl? I bet you could fit a lot of ramen in that bowl. A whole lot of ramen. It is a massive bowl. And it's gonna lead to some silly shenanigans. Or it might lead to some silly shenanigans. The lip of the bowl does create some weird angles if one's at the top and the other's at the bottom trying to punch over the lip. But otherwise, it's just a nice bowl. Like, there's just weird angles and stuff, and honestly, it's just fun and dynamic. You do not get to see the stage often enough, in my opinion. For good reason, of course. It's Ramen Bowl, but, you know. SNG in the lead. Another hot slap to the face, slowing down that rush generation. But Prince will finally get that charged up. Chooses to throw it out, but at such a range, he's barely going to get anything off of that. That was a defensive play. That was a panic play. Will it pay out, though? As SNG just above critical, gets the grab, ends up unfortunately not, and that is going to be Springman getting the KO. Diving into our next round. SNG quickly going for that lower area. It's one of those things where it's like, usually the discussion is height is might. You want to be higher than your opponent. But the way this camera works, being down at the bottom is sometimes an advantage. Because some arms just suck at curvy. Just like that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like, look, the camera is struggling to keep up with SNG, where SNG is having no problem seeing Prince. Like, the camera gets so confused by people being in the bottom of the bowl. It's kind of funny. So, like, the argument is supposed to be with this stage that you want to control neutral, so the center area is the strongest. That's the logic. See, if they were even-footed, or SNG was above, Prince would have dodged that. But because SNG is below and the lip of the bowl is stupid, he was able to catch it. Like, this stage is stupid. Like, I'm not saying it is kind of a mid-stage, but it's great. And at this day and age, I like it. I'd rather it be here than not. And for those wondering, in regards to what is considered meta right now, it's same as it's always been. Dr. Quail, Kid Cobra, Twintel, Max Brass, those four. You would swap Twintel and Max Brass around, but I mean, it's those top four that are the meta. Springman's the same as Springman's always been. He's good. It's good, but it's like, it's Springman. Looking at where we are heading next, and we're going to be going to Spring Stadium. This might be it. This might be it. We might get our Yabuki. I want to see the Yabuki. I would love to see the Yabuki. Please show me the Yabuki. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is definitely starting to get a little long. I'm losing my focus. That one extra game really hurt. SNG, yeah, it's the same stuff as it's been. They're going. They keep it going. They're keeping it rocking. Let me get the stage in. Out comes the rush. We get a nice 265. You get the 20 points to juggle as well. SNG's turn. He's got the rush. Trying to get an ice chain. Pr1nc3 nicely pacing it out. Not taking any damage there. But he is going to have it stolen away. Here's the grab. That's not going to be a possible Yabuki. Too much reach. 50% health. SNG still has a lot of work to be able to bring things back. But when he's perma-charged, anything's possible. Keeping this boxing up. SNG has to be so careful of any stray Tri-Blast hit just like that. Just like that. And we are on match point. This might be it for SNG. Tries to go for a confirm, but that was flat, even ground. It does not send you flying high up. SNG, though, with the confirm, the Slapamander does not follow up, unfortunately. Did not feel like behaving in that moment. Really nice tempo and pacing, just continuing to throw out these Slapamanders. Not really focused on deflect, doesn't really need it. He's just more focused on making sure that Pr1nc3 does not get his own deflects and is going to be able to keep up that pace really effectively. To be able to secure a very nice point there. Out comes the EMP, recognizing that that was pretty locked in safe. Getting some nice, trying to get some nice damage in, trying to keep this press going. Gets knocked down again. This might be SNG's round. This might be his set to claim. He just needs to keep this pacing going. Set high in the air, lands straight into the Slapamander. Could not find a good opening. Was trying to bait SNG into something clearly. But I think this is 2-2 the score, unless Pr1nc3 can get a perfect comeback here. That Tri-Blast is a menace, but I don't... Out comes the deflect. SNG tries to punish it. He goes again. The Slapamander does not come through. We no longer have Yabuki territory. SNG evens the score. And my heart sinks again as we continue to have no Yabuki. One day. One day. Oh, it looks like maybe today! Maybe today, friends. We're still got the Yabuki dream available. Unless they're intentionally doing this to spite me now, which would be actually really funny. It would be legit really funny if they just like... Everybody just like subtly, quietly agreed. Yeah, Mileve really wants to see a Yabuki. We can't give her a Yabuki. Score is currently 2 apiece. Both players looking to win this set to move on to the bracket. This is anybody's game. This can go any which way for either player. Starting off, we're getting a nice grab that gives SNG a little bit of tempo, but Pr1nc3 currently holding a lot of contention, a lot of control. The Tri-Blast and Roaster Doing some serious work here. That would have been a KO. Prince, that would have been a KO. They're doing it to spite me. Wait! I looked away! No! Was that was it? Or was the jump? I don't know. I can't tell. I looked away. Gets a nice confirm off of that Slapamander. 320 damage. Very solid amount of pressure. Fun fact, a lot of these players are actually missing out on a chance to get an extra 20 damage off of those. Because you can get an extra 20 juggle as they're landing down with good timing. And then you could get 20 off of the bounce. I missed it! Now I'm even more upset. They are doing it! They knew, oh, Mileve's gonna look at chat. She's gonna get distracted. And then I'm gonna do the Yabuki. Final round of this match. Match point for both players. Whoever takes this will be heading into grand finals. And whoever doesn't is going to be forced to settle in third place. Out comes a quick rush, but the Tri-Blast pummeling down. SNG tries to go for a quick grab, knocked into the air. Punished by Prince, who is trying to keep this tempo going, trying to keep this power pummeling. Will Pr1nc3 succeed, steal away Sprayman's spotlight? Or will SNG be able to secure it? Pr1nc3 has a massive lead. Just controlling this complete field, getting so much damage, and still has Russian control. Gets knocked down from the Chilla. Lands the roaster. That is 275. Pr1nc3 is on his last legs. Will Pr1nc3 take him out? We get the freeze grab combo. That is 150. Pr1nc3 is now in critical. There is a roaster. It nearly misses. Out comes the rush. And Pr1nc3 does it. He defeats his rival. Pr1nc3 succeeds. And advances to grand finals. Good job, Pr1nc3.